Hey everybody, this is Mrs. Johnston, and I just wanted to show you what everything looks like so far down here at St. Trace in the raised beds. We've got baby spinach, and you can see the leaves on the baby spinach are ready to be picked. So this will be ready to be picked this week. This sunshine today should get those leaves growing really well. Also wanting to show you what I am doing today. So I am transplanting, and I've got some potting soil, and I've got some seeds out here, or some plants out here that I've already transplanted. And so that's going to be the lesson today. I'm going to show you how we transplant. So if you'll follow me into the greenhouse here, you can see in the back corner we've got some plants that are getting kind of big, and they're actually starting to shade our tomatoes over here. So these big plants are zucchinis. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a flat of the zucchinis outside, and I've got some fiber pots that are really nice to use because you can plant the fiber pot directly into the garden, and we're going to use those fiber pots to transplant the zucchinis. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to get one of the fiber pots, and we need to pick out our zucchini. Now, you don't want to pick them out by the stem, because what that would do is break the stem. The stems are pretty fragile. So I'm going to try to do this with one hand here. You want to kind of squeeze the bottom of the cell, and you want to grab it by the soil that's there. Now you can see this has got great root development. Look at all those healthy roots, and the soil is not too dried out. So we're going to put our zucchini in there. Now we don't want to just leave him that way. So we want to put a little bit of potting soil around him. So I'm just going to grab a couple of handfuls of potting soil and pat that around him. I'm going to kind of get his stem in the center. Okay, and he is now in a bigger pot, which will allow the roots to expand some more. And I'm going to put him in here with his other little zucchini buddies. So you can see how there's a lot more space now for the roots to spread out. And then when it comes time to put these in the garden beds, which will be around the beginning to middle part of May, it's really easy to plant them in the garden bed, because you just dig a hole and you can put this entire fiber pot down in the hole. The one thing that is kind of interesting about these is that they will wick water out of the soil. So I'm starting out with them dry, and the water through osmosis will want to move into the cells that are in this fiber pot. So one of the things I will have to make sure I do before I put these back in the greenhouse is I'll have to give them a really good drink, and I'll have to actually leave some water in the bottom of the tray for those fiber pots to soak up. Because if I don't do that, the soil will completely dry out, the water will migrate out of the soil and into the pot, and we don't want that. So one of the things to caution you on if you do this at home is you want to make sure that you either get your fiber pots wet before you transplant, or as soon as you transplant, you want to make sure you get your fiber pots watered so that the water doesn't leave your soil. So these are looking really healthy. These are zucchini. These are pickling cucumbers, and I can show you some of the other stuff that we have growing in the greenhouse. There's some more spinach. Let's see. These are also pickling cucumbers that I transplanted the other day. We've got some small tomatoes. Those guys in the back, those are yellow squash. And these are also small tomatoes that are popping up here. More pickling cucumbers. If anybody likes cucumbers, you're in business, because I've got about 100 cucumber plants. We've got a bell pepper finally sprouting in our pot here. These are Roma tomatoes. Those are ones that are used for making tomato juice and tomato sauce. We've got beets. I think Keith Russell started those. They are just about ready to be transplanted out. Pumpkins. These are like jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. Let's see. Our peppers are kind of slow in sprouting, and peppers are sometimes that way. So we don't have a whole lot of peppers up yet. But look at your herbs and your flowers. They are growing great. We've got lavender. We've got rosemary. We've got mint. Zinnias galore. Let's see, what else do we have? We've got some basil. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff here. So sunflowers back there in the back. So the big thing I want to make sure you guys understand from the video today is how transplanting works. That's where we're moving a plant from a smaller pot to a bigger pot to give it more space for its roots to grow and develop, and also more ability to absorb water and nutrients. And also want you guys to get a chance to see what's going on down here. Now, hopefully, we will get a chance to have a plant distribution day where you can come down here and pick up some plants to take home and put in your garden. I'll keep you posted on details of that as it goes. Oh, I know what else I was going to show you. I'll walk across the parking lot here. So these are our raised beds, and we have healthy looking pea plants growing in our raised beds. So those are coming up nicely. So you can see our little pea plants there. But this is what's really exciting. Here are the strawberry beds. So if you remember, we picked some strawberries in the fall when we first got back to school, and we've got strawberries growing in all 3 beds. And what's awesome is a couple of them, here's one, are starting to develop flowers. So where we see those flowers on the strawberry plants, that's where we're going to see strawberries in a few weeks. So we're going to keep watching these guys and making sure they grow healthy, and hopefully we'll be able to pick some strawberries come May and June. That's it from Zane Trace. Hopefully everybody's staying safe and staying healthy. Miss you guys, and I'll be in touch with you as soon as I can about what we're going to do to get you some plants. See ya.